In this video, I'm going to guide you through the entire process of setting up your Shopify store. We'll cover everything step by step, breaking down all the different features and configurations so that by the end of this video, you'll have a fully functional online store to begin selling your products. If you haven't signed up for Shopify yet, I'm also going to go ahead and leave the best current Shopify deal linked in the description. So go on ahead, create your account, and I'm also going to leave a link to a free resource pack I've prepared to help you get started. I will be telling you more about that in the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. And without further ado, let's get started. All right, once you've created your account, you'll be taken to your Shopify dashboard. We're going to go ahead and get started by choosing a theme. Go to Online Store. Now we're going to scroll down and click on Visit Theme Store. Now, choosing the right theme is very important as this will play a critical role in the overall look and feel of your Shopify store. Regardless of which theme you choose though, you will still be able to customize most features to your liking, but if you don't want to spend so much time web designing, it's smart to go for a theme that already offers the kind of layout you were looking for. So what you can do here is go through all these different themes, and then you can also click on View Demo Store to see a preview of what that theme is actually like. You'll also notice that Shopify offers both free and paid themes. You can filter to see only the free themes by clicking right here on this box. So let's check that. And here we have all the free themes. So now we're going to go ahead and choose Dawn for this video. So let's click on it and click on Try Theme. Now it's being added to our store, and your theme is going to load right here on the theme library. Now let's right-click on Customize and open the theme editor on a new tab. That way we can easily switch between our dashboard and our theme editor. When you first open the theme editor, you're going to see a sidebar here on the left side of the screen. So everything that we're going to edit is going to be done here on the sidebar, and you'll then be able to preview those changes in this other area. Right now, our theme editor is set to be customized on desktop view. You can also choose to customize the mobile view by clicking right up here and choosing mobile. In this tutorial, we're just going to focus on desktop. Mobile is usually very well adapted by Shopify automatically as all the themes are mobile responsive. So now let's have a closer look at our sidebar. Now, no matter which page of your website you're in, whether it's the home page, a product page, or any other page, the sidebar is always going to have the same structure. It's going to start with the header section and end with the footer section. And in between that is where we're going to add all of the page content. You'll also see that whatever theme you choose, it's going to come with a few sections already added by default. So here, for example, we have an image banner and a featured collection. So let's get started by adding a new section to your store. What we're going to do is hover kind of in between sections like this, and you'll see an Add Section button appear, where you can then choose between many of these different options. You could also do the exact same thing by going here to the sidebar and clicking on Add Section. So these are the two different ways to add new parts to your store. Once again, this is a drag and drop side menu, which means that whatever section you add, you can then reorder by clicking on it and dragging it around like this, so you can choose where to place each of these sections across your page. What you will also notice is that each of these sections contain different blocks within it. For example, if we go up here to our image banner, we will see it comes with a title block and a button. So we have the sections and then the blocks within the sections. Now to make edits to your content, you can just click the blocks either in the preview or in the sidebar, and you will see the block settings open up here. If you click on this little arrow up here, it will take you back to the main sidebar view. So this is the main theme editor area where we'll be spending most of our time customizing the store. Here on the upper left corner, you will find additional settings where you can change the fonts, colors, and a couple of other things. For now, let's choose a font. So click on typography. And here you can choose fonts for your headings and body text. Click on change select your font. Click on select down here. And you can also change the text sizes here on the font size scale. So you can just drag this that way if you want it bigger, or the other way if you want it smaller. And you will also find your color settings right up here. So let's open that up. And you will see Shopify gives you a few different options. Now, as we go ahead and edit the background colors of our website, these are going to be the options you will have available. So let's go back to our main sections area up here, and let's go ahead and click on header. Here on color scheme, we can now change the background color of this section. So as I just mentioned, we are going to have a few different options. We have accent 1, accent 2, background 1, background 2, and inverse. I'm going to go ahead and leave this on background 1. Then let's go ahead and add a logo. We're going to click right here. Click on select image and select our logo file. If you haven't created a logo yet, I highly recommend using Canva to create one. I'm going to leave a link to Canva down in the description. Now let's go back. And the next thing we're going to do is add a banner image to our store. Think about your banner almost like a book cover. It's going to be the first time impression visitors will get from your store. So it's very important that you find something great looking, ideally very professional, high resolution photos that you've shot of your products, or possibly also well-selected stock photos that still manage to be unique and fit your brand. I definitely recommend you spend some extra time gathering the best looking images you can find, as a visual appeal is one of the most important things when it comes to selling. So let's click on the banner, and here you'll see the banner settings open up on the sidebar. And now we can go ahead and select our image. Now, something very interesting about this theme is that you can actually split your banner into two different images. So if you want to do that, you can add a second image right here on this section. I'm going to skip that for now, and let's have a look at these other settings. Here you can also adapt your banner height between small, medium, and large. I'm going to leave that on medium right now. Now let's have a look at the title and our description. Let's click on our title. And here's where you'll be typing it in. Just keep it simple, catchy, and again, remember this is the first impressions users will get from your store, so make it relevant. You can also just type in your brand name. And if you click on the button, same thing, the settings are going to appear here on the sidebar, so we can edit the text and the button link. So let's enter a title for this button. Here we're going to link to all of our products. So we're going to name it Shop. And down here you can choose the link this button will lead to. Right now we're going to leave it linked to all products as it is. If we did want to change that, we could just click on it like this, and here you'll see all the different pages of your store you could link this button to. Alright, so let's go back. And here again, you'll see that Dawn Theme comes with a featured collection section. So what we need to do now is actually create those collections and the products that go into each collection. We're going to go back to the Shopify dashboard tab. And then we're going to head over to products right here on the left menu. If you happen to be drop shipping and your store is synced with your supplier, you will likely be able to add your products directly from their store and then just make all the necessary edits here inside Shopify. Either way, let me show you how to go about this. So let's click on Add Products. And now we're going to go ahead and fill out all of this information. First, we're going to set a product title. This is going to be my example today. Then in your description, you're going to want to highlight your product features, benefits, and unique selling points. You could either write this yourself, or you can also use AI to help you out. Shopify comes with an auto-write feature that generates descriptions for you. So you can go ahead and see if that's helpful. Obviously read it, make sure that it's good. Now let's add some product photos. Let's click on Add Files and upload our product photos. Now again, keep in mind that high quality product photos are essential for attracting customers and showcasing your products in the best light possible. So make sure to include multiple images that show your products from different angles, and make sure your images convey a realistic idea of what your product is actually like. You can then drag them around like this to choose which one will be the main one. Now let's add the product price. Let's say this product will cost $12. And then here you'll see we also have a compare at price option. So what you can do here is actually display a more expensive number that is then going to appear with a strike through. So for example, I can say this product cost $18, but now it's for sale only for $12. So the 18 will have a strike through it. Here, if you want to, you can also add your cost per item. This is just for you to manage your profit margins and will not be displayed on your storefront. Then we scroll down here to inventory. And now we're going to select how many products we have available in stock. I'm going to add 50. That's how many I have available at the moment. And keep in mind that if this number goes down to 0, your products will appear as sold out on your website. And if you wanted to overwrite the setting, you can tick this box right here, and the product will continue selling even if it goes to 0, so you don't need to worry about this number. And once again, if you are dropshipping, you don't need to worry about these settings. They will be synced automatically with your supplier's platform. Same for the next section. Here we come to shipping. Here you can add the weight of your product if you wish to charge shipping based on weight. And of course, if you are selling digital products or a service, you can just go ahead and click this instead. Now moving on to the variants. This is where you're going to add any product options such as size, color, or material. For example, if you are selling a t-shirt, you might have options for different sizes or colors. To add a variant, simply click on Add Options like size or color, and then choose which kind of option you are going to be using. I'm going to use size, and then we're going to enter our option values. So I'm going to create a small, medium, and a large. And let's click Done. And here we have our variants. Now we're actually going to hit Save up here. Now if we scroll down again, we will see the option to add images to each variant. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this icon and add my small image. And then the same for the medium and large. Now, if you're selling clothes and these are just different t-shirt sizes, for example, you can keep the variant images all the same. If you want to edit all the images at once, you can select all of them like this. Go here to the 3 dots and click on Add Images. Now, if you select an image here, it will be applied to all of your variants. And once again, if you are syncing with a dropshipping platform and your products can be added from their store, the variant options will likely also be added automatically. If you wish to disable any variants, you can just click on Edit right here and delete them like this. If your variants are like mine and they have different sizes that require different prices, like for example my clay plant pot, then I'm going to need to change the variant prices individually. I want to sell the smaller plant pot for a cheaper price. So in that case, I can go right here to price and change to $8, for example. Here you're also going to see individual inventory settings for each variant. So how many you have available. I'm going to go ahead and set my numbers. And down here we have our search engine listing settings. Let's go ahead and click on Edit. And here you will edit how this product page is going to be previewed on platforms like Google. So let's type in a title, a description, throw in a couple of keywords, obviously your brand's name. And again, at this stage, we just want to get a general structure down. We'll be working on our SEO performance at a later stage. Then let's scroll back up and make sure our product status is set to active. Now let's click on Manage. Then on Manage Sales Channels, and make sure your online store is selected so that your product is visible on your website. All right, then let's press Save and go back to create more products. Click on Add Product once again. and repeat the exact same process. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a few products to my store now. Okay, so now that we have multiple products ready, it's time to sort them into collections. In my example, I could create a gardening tools collection, a decorations collection, and a gardening clothes collection. If you're running a store with a larger catalog, like a clothing store, you could create tons of different collections. You could start with men's, women's, and kids collections, and then for each of those, you could create other groups like men's tops, men's bottoms, men's shoes, then women's tops, women's bottoms, and women's shoes. And then you can go a level deeper into that and create men's sweatshirts, men's t-shirts, and so on. So have a look at your products and try to come up with something logical to organize your catalog. We're going to get started with one collection and then repeat the process. So let's head over to collections right here on the side menu. And here you'll see a default homepage collection by Shopify. We're not going to need this today, so just go ahead and tick it, click on the 3 dots, and click on Delete Collection. All right, now click on Create Collection, and let's go ahead and create the first one. Let's add the title, a description if you want. I'm going to leave mine blank for now, as this is going to be more of a visual thing in my store. Then let's scroll down to collection type. Here we're going to go ahead and select manual, as we will be adding the products manually in a moment. And now let's add a collection image. This is going to be the cover for this collection showing on your store. So make sure to choose something that represents all of your collection's products. So just click on Add Image and upload your file. Now let's scroll down. And once again, here we're going to see the search engine listing. So let's click on Edit and quickly fill out our information. Once again, we're going to come back to this later when we're working on our SEO strategy. For now, just include your brand name, your collection name, and a short description. Now let's hit Save. And now we're going to go ahead and add the products to our collection right here. Just click on Browse and tick all the products you wish to add to this collection. Click on Add, and once you have them all here, you can choose to reorder which ones will appear first on your store. To do that, click on Sort, and you can choose between one of these criteria. You could also choose to sort them manually. So let's go ahead and select that, and then to reorder them, you can just drag and drop like this. And now let's go back and create more collections. Click on Create Collection and repeat the same process. Okay, so now that we have a few collections ready, we're going to go back to the Theme Editors tab and add them to our store. As you can see, Dawn Theme comes with a featured collection section, which is meant to show all the products within a particular collection, just like this. So that's great, we already have the section added. What we can also do now is add another section called a collection list. So instead of showing the products of the collection directly, this is actually going to show a list of collection covers so people can choose which collection to view. So go ahead and hover right here and click on Add Section. Now let's choose Collection List, and I'm going to click here on the first box and select my first collection. Same thing for the next one. And the third one. Now let's go back. And as you can see here on the sections, there are now 3 collection blocks showing inside our section. If you want to reorder which one comes first, you could drag and drop like this. Now, if someone clicks on one of these options, they will be taken to the collection page where they can then view all the products in it. So let's go back to the home page. Let's click up here and choose which page to view. So click on Home Page. And now we can also rename this to sound a bit more interesting. So let's click on the text and enter a new title right up here. Let's say, Find Your Gardening Essentials. Here you can also change the text size if you want to, Or if you have your collection list right below the banner, just like I have it here, you could also just go ahead and delete the title and go for a more visual approach. I think that works quite well in this example. And if you have more than 3 collections that you want to display right here, you can also increase the number of columns on desktop like this, and that will let you show up to 5 of these collection covers in a row. You can also turn on the View All button, and that will then take your visitors to another page where all your collections will be listed. I'm going to leave this off for now. What you could also do is duplicate this section and add 3 different collections, maybe at a lower section of your website. Once again, there are many ways to design your homepage, so I'm just going to throw in a couple of additional ideas in case you want to try that. Alright, so let's go back and add another section to the homepage. Let's hover in between these sections and click on Add Section. Now we're going to select Multi-Column. This is a great way to communicate the benefits of your brand and products. So let's go ahead and click on the first column. Now, if you look at this from top to bottom, you'll see we have the option to add an image, change the title, description, and add a link. So let's go ahead and add an image. If you click right here on Browse Free Images, that will take you to a free stock image library from Shopify. I'm going to choose something from the nature section as I'm creating a gardening store. And then let's add some of the benefits of our brand. My first benefit will be a green lifestyle. Then let's add the description. And now we can click to add the next benefit. Let's find a good image for this column. Then type in the title, let's say Grow Your Garden. And for the description, this is a great example of a formula that you can maybe adapt to your own products and benefits. Here's what it says. As you can see, we're mentioning all of the best things about our product, presenting it as the perfect solution for any problem our ideal customer might be facing when gardening. So that's the idea when communicating your benefits. Really try to break down what are the pain points of your customers and come up with a smart way to communicate your product as the solution. Then I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process for the next benefit. Alright, so there we have it. You could also click the title right here to change that if you'd like, or just delete it if you prefer. Here you can change the image size. And if you scroll down to button label, you'll see that here you can change the text of this button and also which page it's going to link to. A great example of how to use this button is maybe linking it to an About Us page. So let's go ahead and change the text to Learn More. And then here on the button link, we are then going to add our About Us page. However, we haven't created that page just yet, so we'll be coming back to this link later. Now, if you scroll all the way down here, you will see something called section padding. This is referring to the blank space that you have in the ending and the beginning of a section. So let me demonstrate this. If you scroll up to the beginning of the section and increase the top padding, you'll see a larger space here on the top. Likewise, if you increase the bottom padding, there is going to be more space visible on the bottom. And again, this is a setting that you will find on every section you create on your theme. So depending on the aesthetic that you're going for, that may be a useful setting. For now, I'm going to leave it as it is. Now here you can see we still have the featured product sections that Dawn theme came with built in. So let's click on this section to open up the settings. And here you can change which collection is being shown. Now let's go ahead and change the title. We're going to enter gardening clothes for every season. Let's skip the description. And here you can choose how many products you want to show. and in how many columns you want them to appear in. So if you lower this to 2, it'll look something like this. What you could also do is enable, for example, 4 products per column. And then click on Enable Carousel to create a sort of swiping browsing effect. And if you have more products than are being shown here, you can enable a View All button so your visitors can go to your collection page. If you want to change the style of the button, you can do that right here. Then if you want to change the background color of the section, you can do that right here. Changing the color of background sections can be a great way to add a bit of contrast in the design and break repetition to the eye, especially if you have a lot of text happening. And then down here comes actually one of my favorite settings in this theme. It's the Show Second Image on Hover. So if you have more than one image in your product, this is going to create an amazing effect when you hover it, which is very engaging and makes the whole experience more enjoyable. It's also very useful for your customers to see more of the product while still having an overview of the other products. Now, what we can do is go up here on the 3 dots and click on Duplicate. Then what we can do is change the section to do the same thing, but with another collection. So let's click on our new featured collection here on the sidebar, and then scroll down to change the collection. Now I'm going to show my decoration collection. Let's change the title. We're going to enter Find the Perfect Decoration for Your Garden. Then let's go back and create the next section. Click on Add Section right here on the sidebar, and let's choose Image with Text. Here you can add a little something about your brand story. So let's click on the image and add the photo right here. Then we're going to click on the title so we can type it. And the same thing for the description. Let's click on it. And write the description right here on the sidebar. Okay, now we're going to click on the button. And here I'm going to link to a special collection I've created showcasing the most unique items in the store. Click on Button Link and select your collection or page. Alright, we are almost there. Now let's go back. And if we scroll down to the footer section, you'll see that Dawn comes with an email sign-up form in the footer, which is a really great way for you to start collecting leads. So we're going to go ahead and leave this on, but we can change the title. So let's click on it and switch it to Stay Up to Date. Then let's go back to the sidebar main view. And on the footer section, let's click on Add Block. So here you'll see a couple of options show up, one of them being Menu, which brings our attention to the next important step, creating a navigation menu for the footer and also for the main menu on top of our store. Now, before we dive into the menu, it's also important that we create a couple of pages like the About Us page and the Shipping and Returns Policy page. Once those have been created, we can then link them in our homepage buttons and also in the navigation menus. So let's go ahead and create these pages. Head back to the Dashboard tab and click on Online Store. Now click on Pages and then on Add Page. First, let's go to the title and type in About Us. Now hit Save. And let's click on View Page so we can customize this on a new Theme Editor tab. And now you can go for the exact same process we have been doing on the homepage, but for the About Us page. A great way to talk about your brand is using the Image with Text section, so let's go ahead and create one of those. And then you could also duplicate the section by clicking up here on Duplicate. And then go to the desktop image placement here on the sidebar and choose image second. That's going to flip the image to the other side, so it creates this nice bit of contrast as you scroll and read. Then you can change the text and repeat that a few more times if you have more information to share. And let's go back to our pages. What we can do now is repeat the exact same process to create the shipping and returns policy page. So let's go ahead and do that. And when that is ready, let's head over to navigation and create the menus. First, we're going to click on main menu. So here you should see a couple of things by default. If you don't need those, you can go ahead and delete that right here. And then click on add menu item to create a new category. You'll see this little window pop up here on the side. So here under name, we're going to enter about us. And then click on pages and link to our new about us page that we just created. Hit add. And let's add a couple of more menu items. Next, we could add our gardening clothes collection. And then down here, click on collections and choose gardening clothes. Click on add to save. And now I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process for my other collections. I'm going to quickly add gardening tools. Decoration. And all products. You could also create a best sellers collection and link it on your menu. And if you have a lot of different collections, you can add them first as I just did, and then drag and drop them into subcategories like this. Alright, so let's save our menu and go back to edit the footer menu, which is going to show in the bottom of our store. Click on footer menu. And just like we did for the main menu, let's add a few important pages to the footer. Click on add menu item, and let's add our shipping and returns pages. Then let's also go ahead and add the about us page. And a few of our collections. All right, perfect. Let's save and go back to the theme editor tab. Now the main menu will already be added here by default, so we don't need to do anything. So let's scroll down and check our footer section. Your footer menu block is going to be called quick links. So if you already see that added, perfect. Here are our new links. Otherwise, click on add block and add the menu block. What we can do then is click here on our mission and add some basic store information like an email address for contact, phone number, and things like that. Now let's save. And let's have a look at how our store is actually looking live. Go right up here to the three dots and click View. And here we can see how things are looking so far. If you click on one of your products, you'll see the product information will already be set up based on what we entered earlier in the dashboard, so there's nothing we need to do here. So what we're going to do now is head back to our Shopify dashboard, and we're going to go over some of the management settings like shipping, payments, checkout, and so on. Let's click on Settings down here on the left. And first, let's go ahead and edit the store details. Make sure your profile settings are correct. If not, you can go ahead and click Edit and change your information. Then here you can also go ahead and change your billing address if you need to. And then down here we get to the store currency setting. Obviously have a look that this is matching your selling location. And if you are selling internationally, I'm going to link a couple of apps down in the description that you can use to convert your store currency based on location. So if someone is shopping in Germany, for example, they will see euros instead of dollars. I'm going to link a few options for that down in the description. Now let's head to payments. And here's where we're going to set up the payment options for our customers. The first thing you'll see here is Shopify payments. This is a very nice option to go with. It's super easy to set up as it's obviously done by Shopify. You can also allow customers to save their shipping and payment information for a faster checkout in the future. However, it does require that your business has a registration number and is based in one of the supported countries. So if you do have a registration number and you are based in one of these supported countries, you can go ahead and click on Complete Account Setup and easily submit your business details. I can imagine that many of you probably have not registered your business yet, so we're going to go ahead and scroll down here so we can use another payment option. You're going to see PayPal and Amazon Pay added by default. If for any reason you want to deactivate those, you can just click on it and turn it off. Though I definitely recommend that you create a PayPal business account and enable this as an option. You can have more than one payment option in your store, so PayPal is most definitely a worthy addition. Now we're going to click on Add Payment Methods and choose a provider. These are overall pretty good options, so go ahead, choose one of them, create your account, and obviously make sure that the one you choose allows for Visa and MasterCard payments. Once that's ready, let's head to the checkout settings. Here we're going to have a look at what information your customers will need to enter during checkout. So here we have the customer contact method. You can choose between email or phone or just email. We're going to go ahead and choose just email. I think that's definitely a better and easier option to go with here. And then let's have a look at this setting right here. Require the customer to log into their account before checkout. I recommend you leave this unchecked just because that creates extra hassle and friction to the checkout process, and requiring accounts is actually one of the main reasons for cart abandonment. So definitely leave this unchecked. Then here in the customer information, you can choose to require the first and last name or just the last name. Depending on what you're selling, gathering first names can be useful for your future marketing strategies. For example, email marketing. If you gather first names, you can then create emails on a more first name personalized basis. So let's go with that option. Then we have the company name option, should you require a company name. If you are a B2C business model, then I definitely recommend leaving this as not required. However, if you are doing B2B or business to business and your customers are other companies, then it might be a good idea to require their company name. Address line 2, we're going to leave as optional. Shipping address and phone number we will tick as required, as most email services will need a phone number for delivery by law, so definitely check this one. Then the order processing we will leave as it is set by default. If you are dropshipping, you don't need to worry about this part. In the marketing options, let's select email. And then scroll back up and hit save. Now let's go to markets. And here we're going to add our selling regions, so which countries we're going to be selling to. If you are only selling nationally, you'll need to add your country right here on primary market. By default, this should be set to your account location. So if this is correct, you can just leave it as it is. And if you are selling internationally, then we're going to have a look at this section right here called Other Markets. Right now, Shopify has created an international market for us where we can include a list of countries. So let's click on Manage. And if you click on See All, you will see which countries have already been added. To change this, let's go to Edit. And here we can enter all of our countries. Obviously, make sure to exclude any places you will not be able to deliver to. And if you are syncing with a dropshipping supplier, have a look in their platform to see if there are any products that are limited to a certain location. Then let's go back and set the market status to active. Now let's go to shipping and delivery. So here, once again, this will be different depending on your business model. If you are dropshipping, you might be able to sync all of this directly from your supplier's platform, but I'm also going to go ahead and show you the basics so you understand how this works. I think that's definitely important. So if you are selling different kinds of products, the weight of your product will alter the shipping price. So a smart thing to do is to create shipping profiles for items that are around a similar weight. For example, if you're selling clothes, you could group all of your hoodies and sweatpants, which have a similar weight, into a single profile, and all of your accessories, for example, into another profile. That way you can customize the shipping price depending on the weight. If you don't want to separate this, then you'll just use the general profile that is already set up by default right here. I'm going to go over the general one for now, but if you do decide to create more profiles, you can click right here and follow the exact same steps. Alright, so let's click on Manage, and here you can see which products are a part of the profile. Then here under Shipping Zones, you will see the prices for your primary markets and your international markets, which we just created in the previous step. If you want to edit the shipping prices, click right here on Edit Rate and enter your value. And by the way, even if you do want to offer free shipping, I recommend you set this up and then create a free shipping discount on top of it to increase the perceived value of your sales. I'm going to leave a video talking about discount codes down in the description. For the international, you can then click on Add Rate and then enter the international shipping rate that you wish to charge. Alright, now let's head over to Brand and add our logo. You can also add your brand colors and your social media links down here. This is going to be added to your automated emails, so make sure to include your links. Then let's go to Policies. And down here, we will need to add our privacy policy and our terms of service. You can just press Create from Template and then edit any parts if necessary. Shopify is going to then automatically add this to your footer menu. Since these are more policy-related sorts of pages, we won't be spending any more time to customize the looks of these pages. So just go ahead and click Save. And now let's go to Domains. Now, if you don't have a domain, your website is going to be set to .myshopify.com, which is not very professional. So now is the time to purchase a domain. If you want to keep this as simple as possible without any complicated configurations like setting up your DNS settings and things like that, you can just go ahead and purchase a domain right here from Shopify and you are good to go. And if you have already purchased a domain in another platform, you can click on Connect Existing Domain and enter your settings. All right, now let's close the settings and let's have a look at our store. Looks like everything is ready. Now, before we actually go live, it's important that we test and make sure that our checkout is actually working. So let's add one of our products to the cart. Go to Checkout. And it looks like we are ready to start selling. Now let's head back to the dashboard. And under Online Store, we're going to now remove the password and make our website public. Great. Now we also want to go to Preferences down here and add our store name and description to appear on Google. If you go to the Analytics section right here on the side menu, you will be able to track your website visitors, what their sessions look like, if anything has been added to carts, etc. So now I definitely recommend you start looking into different marketing strategies to start bringing some traffic to your store. And to get your first sale, you're also going to need to have a great offer. So to help you succeed, I've actually made a whole video on how to create and set up discount codes. I'm going to leave a link to that video down in the description. And if by any chance you haven't signed up for Shopify yet, you'll also find a link taking you to the best current deal to get started. Now,